Hey friends, I lied to you, and for that, I'm sorry. And it's time for the drive home. So, what are we doing today? Well, for one, hey, new headset. So now hopefully you guys can hear me a little bit better, and I'm not driving illegally. So, therefore, we don't have to worry about me getting pulled over. Because again, I think for an exciting show, but not the type of excitement I want to deal with. Topic-wise, what do we have? Well, one of the comments I had was why adults should totally watch cartoons. And, like, any kind of cartoon, not necessarily adult cartoons or anything of that nature. And I would say, probably first and foremost, is that cartoon or sequence art, if you want to call it, or however it's animated. Can I get that again? There we go. It's just a medium. It's just an art form. There's really there's no reason not to. I mean, yeah, okay, it was traditionally used, as far as we know it, freight train, as we know it for, you know, Saturday morning cartoons and kids shows and selling products and things of that nature. But, you know, as has been popularized through Japanese animation and now more so in the US, even though there have been examples in the past, it's perfectly fine as a medium for adults as well. And I know it probably still has a stigma attached to it, which really can't help those things. People just get uptight about one thing or another, and it's kind of weird and funky, but there we are. But it's just an art form. It's just a medium. It's just a type of entertainment, as it were. Now, as far as watching anything out there, meaning like kids shows included or ones that are meant for a general audience, I don't see why not. I mean, you'd watch possibly another show. I mean, nowadays, there's even clips of Sesame Street that amuse the crap out of me. And I mean, that's made for kids, but it still has its fun moments, and I don't see why you can't enjoy a normal cartoon. I mean, prime examples nowadays are things like Steven Universe, and so the problem is I actually haven't watched a few in a while. So Steven Universe and, well, okay, My Little Pony, since that came up earlier. I guess specifically Friendship is Magic, but whatever. Star versus the Forces of Evil, I think is just what it's called. I don't know, again, I haven't really paid attention to these, so I'm not too up to date on them. My bad. But, I mean, I think they're getting back into the form. For a while there, it was kid shows were kid shows, and therefore they wrote them for kids, and therefore they were dumb. Which became very accurate, but I think they're falling back into the formula closer to how it was in the 80s, where, yeah, they were for kids, but they knew that their parents were going to be watching them as well, so they threw in, like, some more mature jokes that, you know, the kids would laugh at because they sounded funny, but the parents would laugh at because they understood the actual joke. Now, a lot of them have been listed in, like, I think Crack just did a video, or maybe it was Dorkly, just did a video about, like, naughty hidden jokes in movies and in animated movies and things of that nature, and, you know, it's that sort of a thing, and I think that thing should be presented more often. I don't see the harm in sneaking a dirty joke in, you know, now and then to these regular cartoons, because it'll also keep the adults occupied and humored, and the kids won't know. They won't. It'll have too much. It'll have a reference that at the moment is beyond them. That might be later on when you're watching it as an adult, like many of us are doing now with such greats as like the Animaniacs, where we watch it and go, oh, I didn't really understand that joke before, but now I get it, and that's naughty, or, you know, something along those lines. And so as long as they start holding more towards this format, I feel that the cartoons will be more and more acceptable, and therefore, of course, you should totally watch them. In the end, what it boils down to is you should watch whatever the hell you want to watch. It makes them shouldn't make any never mind anyone else. You want to watch My Little Pony, have at it, watch My Little Pony. You want to watch Star versus the Forces of Evil, go for it. Steven Universe, all about it. I mean, I've been watching Steven Universe. I've been trying to keep up on it. I'm always probably 5 or 6 episodes behind, except when they have their long lulls. And I found it pretty entertaining. It's got some good stories in it. It's got some good. I mean, they're trying to keep. In some ways, they're trying to teach kids life lessons and things about, acceptance. One of the big things that's nice about Steven Universe is that it's about acceptance, and it's also about how just straight up kicking the crap out of your opponent isn't always the best approach, or even the first approach you should take. You should see why they're upset and why they are the way they are, and see if you can offer them help, or see if you can come to some sort of understanding instead of coming to blows. Now, of course, there's still fights. I mean, sometimes that's just how things go, and the fights are cool, and we want to keep that as well, and fights will happen. So you just have to accept that it's part of life. You can't shelter somebody and say, oh, no, and they haven't gone this route, but you can't say, oh no, people are always receptible to other approaches. You don't have to worry about getting into fights because you can always talk your way out of things. And while that'd be a wonderful fantasy, it's just not how the world works, and I'm glad they didn't try to make the world work that way. They understand that, no, you're going to get into fights every once in a while, and you have to be prepared for that. So I think it's a good example, and it's lessons that adults can learn as well, because heavens knows there's a lot of adults out there that don't have basic common sense or basic graces that not only are the kids learning, but those adults should probably learn as well. I was watching one of my previous episodes and thinking how badly I say and so. And I would like to fix that. I just did it. So in an attempt to do so, I will try to speak more eloquently, as it will, or clearly, or just overall try to pay more attention to what I'm doing. I think it would be pretty hilarious if somebody actually tallied it all up in the end. I would probably be embarrassed. But if somebody really has that much humor inside of them that they want to bother, have at it. And see what happens. In the meantime, see you guys at home.